Hello there. Welcome to my review of Mary Sue 1 and 2. I am extremely late on these books. Uh, I was going to review them about a month ago when I got them, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But hey, better late than never. And since the lovely, helpful George Alexopoulos is launching his next campaign, I thought, better late than never, right? So let's get into it. What is Mary Sue? Well, Mary Sue is a story about a girl named Rosemary, who's a contractor, which is essentially a person who wears a mecha suit who takes on jobs, and they're paid for them. Now, issue 1 and 2 comprise volume 1, and it's just sort of an introduction story to the character and to the universe. It's a very interesting universe. It sort of takes place in this sort of breathable, like fluidic space, if you will. This sort of like little pocket universe of space. It's a pretty interesting thing, and you get a lot of really neat sort of visuals and color out of that. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's take a gander inside, right? So first thing, you open up, and you get a really good view of this sort of universe in its infancy, if you will, or infinity, if you will. I don't really know how to put it, but anyway, it's like looking into like a spatial nebula, but it's all sort of like atmosphere, if you will. So on this world, if you will, or this universe, there are little islands, and yeah, I mean that's the general setup for the book. So I won't get too much into the story, but basically Rosemary and her, scientist guy who maintains her suit or built her suit or whatever you want to call him, her father figure, if you will, or grandfather, because he's kind of an older fella. They're on vacation on this resort, and at the very end of the first issue, after some character building, romantic encounters and whatnot, these pirates sort of storm the ship, or the island, if you will, and she breaks out the armor, which leads into issue 2. Now, there's some interesting stuff on the back here about her suit and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm gonna push that back into the middle there. And you get kind of little like D&D sort of breakdowns on it and whatnot. It's a pretty cool idea for a character. She is not necessarily a Mary Sue per se, even though that's what the title of the book is. She's more of a clumsy, sort of staggering character, but things do seem to work out for her mostly in the end, even though she does get sort of crapped on a lot by a lot of the characters. Other than that, without getting too much into the story, I'm not really going to go into issue 2 so much, because that's sort of spoilery territory, but let me just find a decent page to open up to here that I really like, just to show you what kind of quality work you're to get here with George. This is a fun issue. Sorry about this. Should have had this a little bit more prepared. Anyway, this page here. This is a cool page. This is about halfway through the issue, a little less. But yeah, you get these awesomely amazing colors. Some of the best sort of like sketch drawing work. Very painterly. I don't know. It hits all the right marks for me. Plus, he's got this sort of over-the-top sort of anime style in certain places. And that really appeals to me too, because I'm, really big on the anime and stuff like that. So, and here's a lovely Sashi cover. We're just gonna put this back here. Alright. So, what can I say about this? Everything about it's great. The fact that George printed these on his own is great. This is a true independent comic book, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, is it Doug TenNapel level fantastic? No. but very few things are. In fact, I would say almost nothing in independent comics is like Doug Snaple level right now. He's the gold standard. But as far as a self-produced, self-made, self-generated comic book, you can't get much better than George, right? He's a consummate creator. The fact that it's only been, 2 months since the end of the last campaign and fulfillment, and he's already starting Volume 2, which is 2 issues, 2 massive issues, I might add. I mean, that says a lot. This guy's a powerhouse creator, right? Definitely somebody you want to get advice from, to get knowledge from, to know, to talk to. He's a good guy. He doesn't usually try to make enemies, but in this crazy world of the online circuits, we all sort of step on some people's toes every now and then, unfortunately. So, yeah, it is what it is. Now, full disclosure, George and I worked together printing my book, Of Time and Space Lunarize, which is about to relaunch. He printed the ash cans for me in black and white, and they were really well done. You can see another video of that on my channel here. I'll link it in the description. And I got nothing bad to say. This book appeals to me on every level, and if you like this sort of I don't know what you want to call it, American anime style or whatever, definitely pick it up. Pick up the tier that has Volume 1 and 2 in it on his campaign. You'll definitely not regret it. He's also doing this really cool thing called a digital subscription, where he's going to release the books as he finishes them digitally to all the people who get the digital subscription. That's a really neat idea. If you just want to do, digital comics and you don't want to pay for the shipping like I do, because I love these physical books a little bit too much, well, I mean, you pay for it, right? But just getting a digital subscription and having these things in like a PDF or whatever, well, I mean, that's just as good for some people. Some people just want to read it. I prefer to read a book rather than a screen, but that's just me. So go back Mary Sue Volume 2 right now. It's on Kickstarter. I'm going to also put that link in the description, of course, because that's what this video is all about. And support creators like this. Support people who make good work. Support people that are on time. I can't stress that enough. Support these people trying to make something for themselves, and support the people that aren't trying to tear other people down while doing it. That's the best thing I can say right now. It's very important that we sort of communicate and stick together as a friendly community, in my opinion anyway. Some people like the antagonistic nature of this. It's not my favorite thing. So, without going any longer, gushing over these 2 books, I'm just going to say, go back Mary Sue Volume 1 and 2, pick up Volume 1 if you haven't, and you'll definitely enjoy it. I guarantee it. That I'm putting my personal mark on this. This is one of my favorite books that I've ever backed in my life. And I haven't backed very many, only about 10 campaigns in total, but out of all of the books that have come out in the last 2 years since this whole crazy sort of independent boom started with Comicsgate and everything like that, Doug's books I really enjoyed about as much as these ones, and then everything else was just kind of some of them, well, we won't get into that. Some of them were not in the best condition or anything when they arrived. And I don't mean that in a physical sort of broken condition. I mean the book needed another year to be finished. Anyway, which is sad because it was late by a year and a half. But I'm not here to trash on people. Let's be positive from now on. Let's support people like George here. All right, that's all I got for today. I will see you next time. Back the Mary Sue, back George Alexopoulos. He is definitely worth investing into. Thanks. And I'll see you next time.